they're asking us to verify the identity. So one of the strategies we use is to start with the more complicated side and transform it step by step into the right-hand side. One of the strategies that we use was to express things in terms of sine and cosine only, and that can help us see what cancels and simplify. So I'm going to start there, and we also learned that secant of x is also equivalent to 1 over the cosine of x. That's the reciprocal identity. And then I'm just copying down this minus cosine of x. Now I have two fractions here, and really I want to be able to combine these two terms here. So I want to think about getting a common denominator. So my common denominator would be cosine of x. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply this second part by cosine of x over cosine of x. So in that case, I'm not actually changing this amount. I'm just going to change how it appears, because really cosine of x over cosine of x is actually just 1. So that would give us 1 over cosine of x minus cosine of x squared over cosine of x. Now I have a common denominator between these two, so I can go ahead and combine them. I get 1 minus cosine squared of x on the top and cosine of x on the bottom there. Now that I see that we have a cosine squared of x, that reminds me of those Pythagorean identities. So I'm going to be thinking to myself, hey, wasn't there a sine squared of x plus cosine squared of x equals 1? And I want to get that formatted so that I have 1 minus cosine squared. So let's subtract cosine squared of x from both sides so I can see what it's equivalent to. So sine squared of x equals 1 minus cosine squared of x. So I'm going to go ahead and swap that in. So my numerator is now sine squared of x over cosine of x. And I'm going to just rewrite this a little bit differently. So sine of x times sine of x for cosine squared. And I'm going to think about this over cosine. And the reason why I did that is because I'm thinking, oh, this is equivalent to tangent of x. That's one of our identities. So I'm going to say, well, this is equal to tangent of x times sine of x. And at that point, our left-hand side has been transformed into our right-hand side, and they're equivalent, so I verified.